Alright, now the second part of the static gun is the contagion, and the contagion activity takes place within the possessed version of the unit. Now starting point from this is the additional static sphere that exists around these possessed units, and essentially where these overlap with another enemy ship, contagion will occur. From the event graph point of view, we then have various overlaps of components taking place of when various actors overlap the static sphere. The process here, first of all, we need to know if contagion's actually switched on in order to go ahead, and then if it is on, whether what has overlapped the possessed actor is another type of enemy ship. If all that's true, then our initial actor becomes a target. We then go through and make sure again that the static is still in use, and just for some effects there's some slight delays in there. The reason for that is if there is no delay, what you find is pretty well contagion happens too quickly for a player really to see that it's hopping from one to another, because in 30 frames a second it's enough to sort of be contagious across all of the enemies on the screen. But anyway, so we then get into there. As always, we check it's a valid target, stops having lots of silly log messages occurring, and we then, in this case, just to limit it again, have a bit of a contagion count. This means that that each unit will get only a maximum of 5 units it can spread to, and again that's more visual than anything else, in just the way I wanted the contagion to work, of hopping from area to area rather than just being something that would instantaneously affect all of the enemy units that appeared. But we go through our loop, and if we can still be contagious, we get ourselves a target, and when we have that target, we just go through this thing of firing the contagion. It's slightly different to the original firing, in that the firing and the possessing go in reverse order, and again that's just more for the visual effect that I want to take, that the lightning bolts, I guess, go firing out, and then the possession takes effect, and the effect of the static ball on the possessed enemy takes place. So again, we've got some underlying processes which are fairly similar to the initial firing of the cannon. We have an actor passed that we want to possess. We go through a few checks, and we go through this process of getting rid of the original actor and replacing them with a possessed version of themselves, and the firing of the contagion beam is again fairly similar, of going through the process of identifying the source and target of the beam, creating the emitter, defining its source and its target, and then adding the particle system to the process.